Hello everybody, this is Joel, aka Bourbon Dingo, and welcome to episode 43 of my second series on Let's Play Crusader Kings 2. During the last episode, right at the end, we went ahead and declared war on Astorius as our truce had expired, with the previous King of England, who we had stolen his crown from, because we're dastardly people like that. And we're going to go ahead and start raising up a few armies here to take care of everything I can. I'm going to watch fairly closely at this army that's right here to see if it moves around and starts trying to take anything. But our goal, realistically, right now, is just to pull up enough soldiers to... And actually, I've got the money. I'm going to go ahead and pull up solely my soldiers along with a mercenary company or two. Let's go ahead and pull up this mercenary company. I'm going to disband this small army I got floating around over here. Make sure I don't have anything else that just popped up, and I don't. We have a few French armies going around. I'm not sure what they're fighting for currently. Well, let's go ahead and get our guys into Astorius here. And our very first goal, after clearing out a few of these smaller armies that are just floating around, is going to be getting them down into Essex to take that over completely. Right there, we're going to combine them. We're going to get them moving this direction. What I am going to do, though, is immediately take you out of fighting. We're going to put another 77-year-old man in to fight. But now we're going to get that group down into Essex, and get them started. Take a quick look down here. As you can see, that army really hasn't moved any. Let's pull up some soldiers to keep the fight going here. What I may do is use a small amount of these soldiers that I have right here and send them in to deal with Astorius up here. Alright. We have a few people complaining that we have their vassals raised a little bit too long. There's a little issue with that. I'm actually going to raise a few more and try to get this to a point where I can comfortably assault them. Alright, and that should get me to a point where I'm okay with doing this. While that's going on, let's keep watching down here. In fact, we got a war with about a Joseon army. Not real sure... Ah, that's an Asturian army. And right now it's going through and taking out the retinues of everyone in the area. As I said, I'm not going to worry too heavily about that. My goal right now is to simply clear out a few of their holdings here. Alright, let's get them back up to here. We're actually going to make sure that I go through some of these spots to take out a few of those guys. Swing back down here, and as you can see, that's basically exactly what they're doing, is they're moving around and taking out a few of the retinues. Alright, one of our counts has been imprisoned. And this is good. This is the guy that we couldn't imprison. So, who knows? Maybe it works for us in that way. Alright, we have the church and the bishops are, the church and the barons are complaining that, or burghers, that city law should be higher than canonical law. We're going to say the laws should be equal, and that's going to make the one specific mayor dislike me a little bit. But I can handle that. one of my sons, in fact, my first son before he had had a child, dang it, has passed away. So our goal right now is to attempt to off his daughter's husband. We've done that. So let's go ahead and pause real fast because we need to look at his daughter, who is just inherited, because she is, no, actually good. I did not know it would actually go that way. Because he did not have any sons, it moves down to the next person in inheritance line. That's going to be Duke Brockmail here. His child isn't very good, but he's a decent diplomat, and that's something that we can work with. One thing I do want to do, if possible, is go ahead and arrange a marriage with him. I guess not. We'll let him choose his wife, apparently. Let's pause real fast, take a look, and see what's going on here. We have, our soldiers have almost made it into Asturias. I'm not sure they're going to be doing very well. Let's go ahead and get some more areas taken over. Alright, we've taken the siege of Kenmore, and I'm not sure, I believe that's this area up here. Yeah, we've succeeded in taking that area, so I'm going to get these guys down here if necessary. Alright, we're up to a 50% war score. Alright, as you can see, we have a... How opportune. It's the inability of our previous employer to provide has looked to us. So we just gained some of his mercenaries, I guess. I'm not seeing where. Yeah, I don't see any where on those mercenaries. Let's take a look over here. The army of Captain Art was all the way down here in fighting with the Almoravid Sultanate. I'm just going to go ahead and disband him because he's not much use to us. Which is fine. Let's take a look up here, see what we're going through. We got a couple battles being won. Let's go ahead and offer up peace to him. See if he'll take it. He will not yet. It's little to no issue. We're going to keep assaulting his holdings because we're actually suffering from some... Alright, my steward was killed by a mob of angry peasants as he was trying to collect more taxes. Let's go ahead and set the next guy up and tell him, hey, you know that guy that died because you were collecting too many taxes? Yeah, go collect us some taxes. You won't mind, right? Alright, we've got the group together, but I'm a little bit less than I'd like to attempt another assault on that area. So let's go ahead and take a look. We're down to a little over that. He isn't a heretic. Get glasses. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start that assault now. Alright, we've won that siege. Take a look real fast, see if he's willing to give up. He is not willing to give up, so let's move on. Alright, and now you can see that we're sort of at a point where attempting that might be a problem. So let's go ahead and just send some more troops in. See if I can't speed along the capture of the first holding here. We want another battle. Let's go ahead and get these guys over here. Not real sure what battles we're winning, but let's go ahead and pop down here and take a look. It's apparently a small battle that had just taken place on Asturias del Sol. Is that what it's called? No, de Oviedo. Alright, and my guy is just sitting here pointing at everybody and saying that they're heretics. May have to change out who's there. But we have a new heir to our throne. And I'm going to go ahead and nominate my son and hope that he wins. But seeming like there may be some issue here. Alright, a lot of people seem to be siding with us. Alright, I know we're well below the 10-to-1 ratio, but suffering from attrition, I'm going to go ahead and take the large loss necessary here. Now that we're at 85%, he still won't go, so let's keep it going. Alright, the Duke of York has passed away and hadn't had any children. Apparently on purpose. Married him off to a very old wife. Go ahead and watch this end real fast. We're up to 90% war score. He still won't give up, but go ahead and figure out what we need to do for that at a later point in time. He's got a traditional marriage, so he's not our kinsman. Let's go ahead and take a look at our court. Marry this guy off to, guess, no one. Let him find his own wife in that instance. Let's go ahead and grant him the Duchy of York. Alright, my granddaughter has come of age. Alright. Go ahead and press our assault here, because one more assault should cover us. Alright, we're now at 100%. You should go ahead and acquiesce to our demands. We now control Essex. We're going to go ahead and transfer the vassalage over here to Duke Mark of Bedford. Alright, let's take a quick break here to go handle the rebels that have just popped up. I'm going to come down here and move my guys back into my territory so that I can dismiss them. Alright, the city has just finished construction here in Devon. And what we're going to do is just create a new vassal and hand that city off. Alright, and so we can send these guys away now, as they have finished that battle. Let me go ahead and dismantle this army. So now we're down to 3 holdings within Pembroke, as it is now called. And if we wished, we could declare war on King Grim the Old if we wanted to, though I don't think I actually have any Casus Belli against them. And I think I'm going to truly hold off until it's otherwise necessary in gathering some of those claims. But the single area we were considering going after over here is now being assaulted on its own. So I think I'm going to go ahead and send these guys up into possibly... Navarra only controls a couple of areas, so I may go ahead and handle that if possible. Though we do have one vassal over here who, when taking a look at them, has a single holding that isn't under their control. So I'm going to send them there and see if I can't get that holding for them. Alright, taking a quick look at succession in Pembroke. My son has the most amount of votes, which is good. Alright, once again, we're going to figure out if they know Falcon lead. As you can see, our intrigue is jumping up massively because of that. Alright, the Golden Horde hasn't claimed anything new recently, so maybe they'll slow down a bit, though the Oakenet seems to be spreading massively. I was hoping to see possibly a unified Holy Roman Empire challenge one of these two, or whenever we started, how big the Byzantine Empire had actually gotten. I was hoping to see that work its way out, but it didn't really seem to fix itself. So now pretty much all we're looking at is all of these smaller areas possibly protecting ourselves for as long as they can. Alright, and our king has lived far longer than I expected him to with this stressed thing that's happening. Let's go ahead and build a new castle here in Somerset. And since I have a little bit of money, let's go ahead and turn around and build an additional one in Dorset. Now let's pop over here real fast and take a look at our factions that are forming. I've got a large faction forming right here, and this is not good. They're at 36%. I could possibly convince this Duchess here to go ahead and leave, and that'll get her to leave that faction. It's Duke Aust of Brittany here that's probably giving them the most amount of troops. Not real sure what to accomplish with this, but let's go ahead and see if we can give him something. And he's not going to jump up high enough to where I can actually make this work. But this should work for us. Okay, it appears Duke Aust here is collecting a lot of the Duchy of Brittany for himself. He's currently holding the bottom 3 counties. Alright, let's take a look at the factions here once again. And just clearing out that one person from the faction actually helped quite a bit. Leinster has finally become Welsh. So let's take a look at our cultures over here. This is something we haven't looked at in a while. But the Welsh culture doesn't seem to be spreading quite as fast as I would like, but we have spread a little bit. Surprisingly, there's some area down here in Brittany. But very surprisingly, we have some down here. Which is very interesting. Alright, we have one of our courtiers thinks he would be a better chancellor. Surprisingly, he would be. The problem I'm having, though, is that apparently this chancellor is horrible. When did he become so horrible? What happened to him? He became deceitful. He's lost quite a bit of his diplomacy bonus. So what we're actually going to take a look at here, before we even decide if we're going to appoint him, is just that we have so many better choices here. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and choose Mark, the Duke of Bedford. And while we wait, I guess I'll send him into someplace down here to collect maybe just one quick claim for us. No, that's what I was doing. We're attempting to pull this claim away from the Walaya of Avila. One of the things I actually don't like about the retinues, and this may cause me to play without the DLC that uses it, is that it gets hard to see stuff because of all of these flags, especially in smaller areas whenever you're spread out. I like sitting about here while looking at stuff, but alright. We have somebody attempting to claim Kingdom of Pembroke again. Let's go ahead and take a look at him. He is not exceptionally powerful. He only controls one county. So let's go ahead and attempt to imprison him for it. As you can see, he went ahead and revolted. So let's pull up our soldiers, who should hopefully be enough by themselves to handle this issue. Let's move them over there. I'm going to go ahead and just disband these guys in Leinster. As you can see, they only pulled up about 2,000 soldiers themselves. Let's see if we can get somebody in there before they've lost. Alright, and they have a few soldiers. I'm actually going to go ahead and take a long path and see if I can't clear out a few more, just to make sure they can't. We took them down to about 700. Alright, perfect. Let's go ahead and release him. He's actually infirm. We're going to go ahead and release him, make everybody like us a little bit. But I'm going to get all of my armies into collected attacks of about 300, which works for me. I'm going to go ahead and sit at this spot for a while. And part of me is tempted to spend a little bit of money because we really are running out of things to spend money on. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and come down here and hire a smaller company, possibly the Catalan company once again. We're going to get them into there to aid a little bit in speeding up the takeover of this area. And we can ask the Yokonut to come help us. Not only do I believe that that might be quite a bit of a overkill, but Leicester has apparently a war with us as well. Why is Leicester at war with us? I'm not sure. But those armies are too small to actively do anything to us. So we're going to go ahead and ignore them for now. Let's go ahead and pull up a few extra troops, see if I can't get enough just to quickly assault a few holdings. Get all these guys together, and then I'll throw some of them at the walls of the enemy. We won the first siege. We still have a 10-to-1 ratio, so I'm going to go ahead and start the second assault here. And then, let's go ahead and pause real fast, because on 2 assaults I've gained enough, but I want to make sure that they don't have any extra areas floating around. They don't. That works for me. Let's get the 3rd assault on the way. And they should be more likely to surrender to us after we've got soldiers sitting in their property. Let's go ahead and take a quick look, see if he's willing to surrender, and he is not yet. We do still have a 10-to-1 ratio, so let's go ahead and start the quick assault here. And hopefully this doesn't last too much longer. We made it up to about 1310. I think we have about 130 years left. So we may see a few more rulers. Not too many. Let's go ahead and see what I've got. As backup troops, I can pull up a small amount, so there isn't much reason to. Let's go ahead and back off on that. Alright. My king finally died. Died in the midst of combat. Died of stress, but he was leading these armies. So we're going to say, so be it. I'm going to go ahead and pause real fast because we need to pick an ambition. It's going to be basically to get our stewardship up. Take a look at our wife, and our wife isn't anything special. But we've got plenty of sons. Age 43. Did our father actually get a nickname? No, he did not. He passed away. He ruled for a very long time and didn't get a nickname. But alright, we've gone ahead and we've succeeded him, so we need to go ahead and take a quick look. We do have some unlanded sons, and I've got a lot of area, though most of that area is simply because of the Duchy of Kent. Or the Duchy of Albany, apparently, which is up here. So in that case, what I'm going to do is give him the Duchy of Albany. Alright, let's go ahead and send them off. We've actually got a -8 prestige, which is interesting. I'm not quite sure how we succeeded at that. We're also already stressed, so that may be something we need to focus on. Possible. Let's go ahead and continue this combat out. I do want to swing around real fast to make sure we didn't gain anything else. We did not. Go ahead and appoint a few of our... And he may be one of the best choices, but he does not like us that much. But I'm going to go ahead and deal with it in that instance, and we're going to find a couple of people that I believe to be better. Let's take a look and see who is still... There's still some Sunni faith there. So we're going to send him in to continue converting populace there. Let's find a place for our Chancellor. And I believe, now that I'm here, I'm going to send my Chancellor off to try to collect all the claims here in England. We're going to send my Marshal off to train the troops. We're going to have him collect money, I believe. For research economy tech. We'll send him to do that. We'll have our Spy Master go try to steal some technology. There's not many places left, but we're going to send him down into Asturias. Alright, let's take a look at our technology real fast. As you can see, we've gotten a decent advance in a lot of things. I do need to change what we were focusing on. I'd like to keep focusing on our tactics along with farming, and then come back down here into legalism. Alright. What we're trying to do is I think we're going to throw this grand tournament if I can. I don't know if... No, I'm not going to have enough prestige to do so. So we're actually going to be focusing on gaining prestige. We've actually immediately gained a claim here in the county of Derby. And I'm not sure why, but that is a very cheap price for that. So we're going to go ahead and use that claim. Take a look at him. We need to wait until April, but once we hit April, we'll move him into the next area. Alright, let's go ahead and start an assault. We've got them down to decent level. We should be at 100% now. Let's offer the peace. Okay, and we have defeated his revolt. It was actually against my father. We're going to revoke his duchy. That would make me the Duke of Hereford, but I don't want to be the Duke of Hereford. He is now only the Count of Shrewsbury. So let's take a look real fast and see what was all in de jure Hereford. It appears my choice is one of these two people. So let's go ahead and make one of my kinsmen the Duke of Hereford. A lot of kingdoms under our belt. And a lot of this, in the way of inheritance and stuff, could possibly be easier if I was willing to hand off whole kingdoms. I'm not quite sure that I am, however. Alright. My wife and I have had a daughter. Get rid of them. And one of my courtiers believes that I take too much risk. I'm not sure what's causing that. Oh, I'm brave. Which is interesting. Alright, we have some change here. It appears Aragon has won the Kingdom of England. I'm sorry, not the Kingdom of England, but the Duchy of Asturias. Alright, my spy master, I think we're going to go ahead and send him off. Let's give me almost a year's worth of assassination bonus in case I need it. Let's go ahead and we now have a castle in Dorset that's just popped up. Still holding on to far too many areas. So let's go ahead and arrange a marriage. I can arrange a marriage with one of my nieces. Make it matrilineal. So that we can then turn around and grant him one of my baronies. Though I'd probably be better off just granting him the County of Leinster, to be honest. Let's do that. Let's hand him the County of Leinster. And I don't know if I can create that title anymore, or if one of them actually has the title of Duke of Leinster. And that would be you. You have the title of the Duke of Leinster. We're going to go ahead and hand that off. Then find two more members of my court to just take over a couple of my baronies. And apparently it's going to be one of my sons taking over one of the baronies. Let's take a look real fast. We do have a son here that very much dislikes us. So let's go ahead and grant him the barony of Cleve. That gets us back down to a point that I can handle. If we're actually going to be pressing any of these claims now, we're going to have to declare war against Aragon. Which is not something I wanted to do immediately, but what we can do, however, is see if we have any claimants, especially any of our dynasty. I do have one member of the Matherfall dynasty, who is the Count of Orkney. We have a lot of area we would have to take from him, though. I'm not entirely against trying, however. It's fairly old. Let's go ahead and take a look at him, see if he has any children. He does. His children is also a member of our dynasty, and he is one of our counts, which means that he's going to claim the kingdom of Aragon, should we press his claim on it. I am exceptionally tempted to give this a shot, however. Alright, we're currently running into an issue with the royal laws of Pembroke. What I'm going to do is jump the crown approval up a bit. Crown authority, sorry. Go ahead and educate my son. Let's make sure my heir is also well. She is. Alright, and one of my sons is attempting to become zealous, and I think I'm going to go ahead and allow him to be, and that'll cause us to lose the cynical trait, which will stop hurting our piety gain quite as much. Aragon seems to actually be in a large war currently. I'm heavily tempted to go ahead and attempt a war on them right now, so as to attempt to take, well, everything if I can. Let's go ahead and see if I can't do that. Let's take a look and see our claimants here. Dynasty, it's going to be the Mathfall dynasty here. Send him a gift. Figure out why he dislikes us. Short reign, we're also a foreigner, and that seems to be one of the larger issues. His heir is 10 and Irish. I wonder if I could attempt to educate him myself. No. Opinion? Is there any way to jump that up a bit? Maybe make him Seneschal. And he'll allow me to do it there. I don't know if I'll be able to change that, but I believe I am going to go ahead and declare war in an attempt to claim Aragon. Where is it at? Not actually seeing the option to attempt to declare Aragon, or to claim Aragon. Which is strange, because I just saw the ability to do that. He is a claimant. I'm not exactly certain what's happening here. It may be simply that we're waiting on him to accept this from us. And let's go back and see if he's willing to accept a war on our part. Strange. I'm not seeing the ability to do it, even though he is a claimant in our... Taking a look at him, he does have a claim on the King of Aragon. but no way to actually claim Aragon through us, which is strange. Alright, let's hit OK and take a look. We have somebody popping up here that I do not like seeing. We now have a 42% of our army is siding behind Duke Daffod of Grenada. I don't really have the ability to kill him. So let's go ahead and take a look real fast and see if I can make this guy like me. Not enough to get rid of his Is there a possibility that he could be assassinated? A higher percentage chance of attempting it against him, but not something I really want to try and do, to be honest. But we do need to take care of this faction if at all possible. I'm not sure exactly what to do there. But alright, I'm going to let you guys go, and when I come back, I think I'll go ahead and I've got enough money. I think I'll go ahead and attempt an assassination on Duke Daffod here. And I'll start paying attention because we do have some more running around down here, like lowering the Crown Authority in Cardiff. Large portions of this that I'm not enjoying too much of. But alright, I'm going to let you guys go, and I will see you during... Sorry. I will see you during the very next episode. Thanks for watching.